Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for dropping by. Today it is Thursday the 20th of May and it's a rainy, cold, windy day in Blackpool. As you can see, I'm just walking off Central Drive past Bethesda Square toilets and down Bethesda Road. Because I did film that way the other day, so today we're just going to take a little stroll around here. And the rain stopped. I actually absolutely got caught in it this morning when I went to Lidl's to get something for dinner, and I got just soaked to the skin. Oh, we can see the tower there peeping out from behind the buildings at the back of the park. This is Doreen Holt Park. The park here where the old church hall used to stand many years ago, up against that wall. That building there has a bit of scaffolding around it, well, a lot of scaffolding around it. Take another look round Bethesda Road. There's the car park. That is Erdington Road. And the road to the left here is Kent Road. The road to the right here, well, this is Kent Road that runs straight down. The road that runs off here is Bethesda Road, and to the right is K Street. There is the New Brunswick Club, gym on the top. The gym looks fairly closed, but the Brunswick door is open. The street at the bottom that I'm about to walk on is K Street. So, just gonna turn right down here. The wall there, you can see, is the remnants from the old Central Station that ran along here. This is K Street, which leads on to Chapel Street, and to the right here we can see Donna's Dream House. Look at that, and look at those clouds, everybody. Yesterday when I filmed, all you could see was blue sky, but today, on the Thursday, all you can see is clouds. It's forecast a storm apparently. I'm not sure if it's named storm or not, I really haven't checked. There's the side of Donna's Dream House, looking very cheerful. And as usual on K Street, somebody has added the O. That happens fairly regularly on there, but the council have left a little space for the letter O, so yeah, that's going to happen. Anyway, today I am going to head along Chapel Street for the prom. Not been down Chapel Street for a while. I am walking out of my way a little bit, but who cares? I have to set off a little bit earlier, so I do have time for a little bit of a meander around in a detour. And also I put my emergency tenner in my pocket, so if I do check my watch and realise I'm running out of time, I can always jump a taxi on the way to work for the final leg of my journey. If it starts to pour with rain, I probably will get a taxi. I'm not a fan of getting wet in the rain and working with wet clothes on. There we can see the Burley Street car park, court buildings, police stations behind them. And walking down here, we get a slightly different view of the court buildings and the car park. And looking at it from this angle, you do realise how much work it's going to be to take everything down. But anyway, let's head on to the top of Chapel Street and end up on the prom. Oh, I can't remember the name of that street. Is that Coop Street? I don't know. I do get some of my streets a little bit mixed up down here. Either the one I've just passed is Coop Street, or the one I'm coming up to is Coop Street. I couldn't see a sign. I am pretty good on a lot of the streets, but every now and then there's a couple that I get mixed up, or I just actually don't know the name. That is Singleton Street. So yeah, the last one is probably Coop Street. That is Singleton Street. And that is the Mermaid Cafe. Had a very recent facelift. There you can see the side of the car park and the court buildings. Yeah, and all that is coming down when they start that new development. So everything you see in the camera now on that block will be gone when the new development starts. This little street here I'm coming up to, on the left, is Crag Street. Crag Street is already on the Streets of Blackpool series. It's a short street, but it does have its own episode. Ooh. Happy days, Mr. with the ice cream. The street there is Dale Street. That is also already on the Streets of Blackpool series. That was an interesting street to film. Over on that side of Chapel Street, see the shoe seller, the doggy cafe on the corner. Many years ago, that is where the Doctor Who exhibition used to be, on that side. And last but not least, just off Chapel Street here is Vauxhall Road. Vauxhall Road is also already on the Streets of Blackpool series. And just like that, we're on the prom and it's all open now. Look, all that work that was going on to fill in. Oh, I'm going to take advantage of those traffic lights. So now I'm across the road. Let's have a full pan around, starting from the tower. I'm going to pan around everything. The wind actually today is blowing from behind me, so you shouldn't hear too much in the camera. But let's pan around. Now you'll begin to hear the wind as I turn. And all that work on Chapel Street has finished. And I can go on the beach now because there are no trains up. Doesn't seem like the ideal day for a walk on the beach, but what the heck, let's do it, shall we? Let's do it, everybody. Gonna walk on the beach for a bit. Of course it could turn out to be a very, very short walk if the sand is too wet and sinky. I mean, when I said earlier in the vlog that I'm not a big fan of getting wet and working in wet clothes, that is the reason why I don't like getting wet on the way to work, because then I'm working in a really warm building with wet clothes on and that feels kind of awful. If I'm just out to film and walk, I actually couldn't care less really if I get soaked to the skin, because I can just go home and chuck my things in the dryer and put the radiators on and warm up really quickly. But today, looking at the beach for now. Pine cone there, seaweed there. And this is really great because the wind is behind me. So there you go, look at the beach, look how quiet it is. I mean, it's not the best day for a beach walk, it is kind of cold and there's rain in the air. So I've pretty much got the place to myself right now. There's some writing in the sand there. Let's see what it says as I walk past. If it says anything inappropriate, I won't be able to show it. Oh, it's upside. I was going to say I can't read it, but it says, "You annoy me, but I love you." That we see the tower there, the old Woolworths building, the new Sands building, Coral Island, the new lifeboat house, and I do know that it's not a super new building, but it's new in comparison to the old one that's up next to Central Pier, so it will always be the new lifeboat house to me. Golden Mile Amusements, the Sea Life Centre, Funland, and so on. Oh. So let's turn away from that wind. You can see there's plenty of sand blowing on the beach there. Those little soft bits of sand just blowing. Oh, the worst thing is when sand blows in your face. I remember years ago I used to work at St Anne's swimming pool on a Saturday morning, and the only way to get down there was to cycle. Because I don't drive, it was too far to walk and the buses are not running at that time in the morning, so I would cycle down the prom. So anyhow, this one morning it was super windy, really windy, and the wind was blowing against me and I was struggling to cycle. I was stood up on my saddle, leaning forward, putting my whole weight on the pedals, pushing forward and still like cycling at snail's pace almost. And when I got to that bit of the prom, past Squires Gate, Stargate, etc., when I got past there and the big dunes are just right on the side of the road, all the sand had blown over the road. There were a few diggers coming out to obviously shove the sand back, but I had to get off my bike and wheel it through because the sand was right across the road and on the pavement and I just couldn't cycle, so I had to get off and wheel my bike across that bit, and the sand was getting in my eyes and up my nose and in my mouth and everything. And I eventually got to work and I was just about in time to start my shift, about 5 minutes early. Usually I would get there about 40 minutes early and we'd all sit down in the staff room and have a coffee and a natter before we started and a general little relax. But this particular time I just got there about 5 minutes before my shift started, just enough time to get changed and get all the equipment ready for the lessons and stuff. And I remember I had sand in my throat, I was just coughing, I had sand up my nose, and basically I expected gasps of sympathy and, "Oh, you poor thing, look at you," but all I got was just laughter, and everyone was like, "Yeah, look in the mirror." And I looked in the mirror and my hat and my jacket and everything was just coated in sand. I looked like a sand golem. So yeah, I was looking pretty darn sandy by the end of that, but after that the day went well and the weather cleared up. And of course the wind did its job, and a few hours later when I was cycling home it changed direction, so it got right in my face again. But all the sand that was on the road and the pavement on that bit of the prom was all gone. So those diggers must have worked super duper hard all morning, because they did an absolutely stellar job of cleaning it up. And I think that's the case for all the beaches along this side of the coast. St Anne's Beach, Blackpool Beach, Central, North and South, Bispham, Ankersholme, Cleveland and so on. Well, at Fleetwood we have such a lot of people, some employed by the council, a lot of them are volunteers, that work so hard just cleaning and tidying the beach and the prom. And they're kind of the unsung heroes of Blackpool, because when you walk down and you just appreciate how beautiful everything looks, I do try to remember that there are people that come around and work hard to clean it up just so we can have a great day on the beach and the prom. So yeah, so if you are one of those people that do this clean up, you are awesome, and I do mean that sincerely. So we can see the front of the tower. I am going to head on up Talbot Road in a bit. I know I've just recently filmed up Talbot Road, but I do have to go into Home Bargains. Well, I don't strictly have to go into there, but I want to make some bird feeders, because the starlings in my garden kind of devoured all the food I put out. So I'm going to make my own, because I bought some of those little, you know, those little half coconut shells full of bird feed like lard and seed and mealworm and suet and stuff like that. They've all been emptied, and I've got all the little half coconut shells left with the little bits of rope attached to them. So I thought, instead of just buying more, I'll make my own. I have got quite a lot of bird feed at home, but I don't have any mealworms. So I'm gonna make some little bird feeders, and that could be my Sunday video, because I haven't been posting videos on Sunday recently, and Sunday was going to be the day when I do different stuff, and I'm unsure of what kind of different stuff I'll do, but I just want to keep it like miscellaneous, because there's tons of stuff I like to do, but nothing I like to do consistently all the time. I have mentioned baking videos for Sunday, that's a possibility. Show you how I make my cakes, show you how I make my cookies. I might do a crocheting video, although on a scale of 1 to 10 of excitement, that's probably going to be a -1. I don't know. And I have got cat stuff ready for Saturday. So yeah, I'm going to head across the road in a bit and nip at Talbot Road, go into Home Bargains and see what I can get to make into my bird feeders tomorrow. So I think I will do that tomorrow morning, because it was great yesterday to see all the starlings in my garden and the blackbird couple and the magpies and the pigeons. Few buses there. This is a bit of a close-up of the old bowling alley. there's lights on down there, so something's going on the ground floor. Just the bar, isn't it? That's the entrance on the other side of the prom. Of course now all the hotels are open, and I did read a little report that the Premier Inn, standing on the old Yates's Wine Lodge site, has welcomed its first guests, and that is definitely on my to-do list, to go and spend a night in there, but it's just when I can do it now. I have got a couple of requests of things to do and places to film, but yeah, it's just when I can get there. I have got a request to film a shot on Clifton Road, and I did say I would try to get to it this week, but that's been a little bit impossible because I've had to do extra stuff at work. Because from next week I'll be moving to working up South Shore. There's the Mitre, smallest pub in Blackpool. There's Brannigan's. Yeah, so from next week when I'm working up South Shore, then I'll be able to film places up Clifton Road, because I'll be walking in a completely different direction. So let's just, gosh, this wind now it is blowing in front of me, and the rain is starting again, but I am very nearly almost done with the video. Let's just get across this road quick. Oh, Star Sports coming soon. All the sports, all the actions, all the odds. There is West Street car park. You can see there up Burley Street the big arches with the lights. I've already said before, I'm not really a fan of them. I don't dislike the arches themselves, I just dislike the placement, because I think Burley Street's too small to have such big structures, and I think they overwhelm the street a little bit, but that's just an opinion. Let me get across here now. To the town hall there on the left. Now if we look at the side of the town hall, just where this bus is, so I don't know if, there we go, where it says there Blackpool Police front counter, many years ago you could walk straight through there, because that building there wasn't there, it was just a walk through. And if we look up there, there is a sign saying something street, so that would have been the name of the street that runs down there. Would have been a tiny street, and of course the street I'm on now is Corporation Street. So if you do know what that little street would have been called, let me know in the comments, because I really cannot remember. This is Clifton Street here, that's the one that runs up there. Corporation Street there and Clifton Street there, that's another two of those streets that I always confuse with each other, like Cookson Street and Topping Street. There's certain streets there I just totally get mixed up, but never mind. And the street on this side is obviously Talbot Road, which we've seen very recently, because I did do an episode of Streets of Blackpool of the first half of Talbot Road, and that was posted very recently. The 3 Piers is open now, the Cookhouse and Pub. Cookhouse and Pub is the brand name, the 3 Piers is the venue name. And somebody told me that Cookhouse and Pub do absolutely great food. I said it's a little expensive, so don't expect Wetherspoon's prices, but apparently it's absolutely delicious. I mean, I'm just going by what I've been told, I've never been there. So yeah, let me just get past this copyright music as quick as I can. I don't think that was anywhere near loud enough to register. And also the sound of the wind, if copyright music comes on your video, if there's a constant sound in the background, like say if you carry on talking over music, or if there's wind, then the algorithm won't pick it up. So that's why whenever I hear copyright music, I kind of feel like I have to talk manically without pause, so it won't get picked up. I am going to end this vlog now because the rain's starting and I'm kind of worried about the camera getting all wet, and it's long enough anyway, to be honest. So yeah, once again, thank you for watching. I'm so happy that so many people stick with my videos and stick with my channel. I've finally passed 5,000 subscribers, which is awesome. Heading on to 10,000 now, that's going to take a while. Hopefully by Christmas I'll be there. But where I am today, I do thank you for watching. And I will see you all again soon in the next video. Goodbye.